Hello and welcome to episode number 34 of No Whining. We are going to kick things off with this. This is a 2018 Lapostolle Grand Selection Chardonnay. This is a $15 bottle of wine. This, as well as the next wine we're going to be tasting, are both from the Casablanca Valley sub-region within the larger Aconcagua region in Chile. Now, the Casablanca Valley is right off the coast, and so the grapes here are kept cool by the coastal fog and the breezes. This is how varieties like Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Syrah, and our next wine, a Pinot Noir, thrive in a Mediterranean climate. Here's some information from the tech sheet. It said vintage conditions of 2017 were marked for a cold winter that ensured the right bud break, giving a good start to the season. Now, you might be asking yourself, but this is a 2018 wine. Why are they talking about 2017? Well, recognize again, this is the Southern Hemisphere. So, like up here where I am, the Northern Hemisphere, our winter is their summer. And thus, a 2018 vintage growing season straddles 2017 and 2018 because it goes from around October to April, with most of it taking place in 2017. This is very different from up here in the Northern Hemisphere, where the growing season and the actual harvest both happen in the labeled vintage year. All right, moving on. It says also, the whole season was very dry, with 38% less rain than the average in our vineyard. Spring brought some frost that dropped the yield we were expecting by 57%. High summer temperatures accelerated the ripening process, leading to an earlier harvest. 34% of the clusters went straight to the press and were directly pressed, while the remaining 66 were destemmed, crushed, and macerated in a steel tank at low temperature for 6 to 12 hours. Then, we racked the juice for a natural decantation in stainless steel tanks. We fermented 80% of the clear juice in stainless steel tanks in order to preserve the freshness of the fruit, and the remaining 20% was fermented in French oak barrels. Now, these details, would lead us to believe that it's likely that this is going to be a fairly fruit-forward wine, but with just a touch of oak influence. Let's find out for sure. This one is a clear, medium gold color, looks to have pretty high viscosity there on the glass. Let's send it to the schnoz. All right, this wine is clean. I would say it's got pronounced aromas, pronounced intensity of aromas of like apple, pear, of dried peach. Getting some grapefruit rind on this, as well as on the tropical side, a little bit of pineapple, maybe some mango. Got some floral notes coming from this, like honeysuckle, a little bit of jasmine. This is all rounding out with hints of ginger, nutmeg, and some pie crust. That's awesome. So this is a wine that's developing a little bit at this point. Let's give it to the jaws. This wine has a little bit of residual sugar that I'm detecting. It's got a fairly full body on it, high alcohol, it's got to be, and then the acidity is right around a medium plus. Then there's medium plus intensity flavors on the palate. Same things coming through that we picked up on the schnoz, coming through on the jaws, with a little bit more of the tropical character, I would say, coming out. And then this has a pretty darn long lingering finish on it. So this wine is pretty outstanding. I like it very much. This is a wine that I would say drink now. It's really, really drinking well. You could age it for longer. It certainly has the structure for that, but I would say drink it now or maybe in a year or two, but this is drinking fantastic. So it's a wonderful way to start out episode 34. Let's go to wine number 2. This is a 2016 Cono Sur Osseo Pinot Noir. This is around $65 for this lovely bottle of wine. I hope it's good. Osseo means leisure time or free time. And the region on this, once again, is the Casablanca Valley in Chile. Some information from the tech sheet. It says, soil is a red clay with a bit of sand and granitic soil. That's pretty much what I got off the tech sheet. It wasn't very comprehensive, but their website, and I put the link down in the description, does have this really cool visual walkthrough of the winemaking process. So let me show you this here real quick. You've got the hand picking, right? And then you've got the destemming. Then you have the selection table. Then you have the cold maceration. Then you have the foot crushing. Now, this is very traditional. It's old school technique, rarely seen anymore. And even port has increasingly moved away from the traditional foot treading lager. Then you have the manual pigeage. Finally, you have the aging, which is in French oak barrels for up to 18 months. All right, let's dig in, boys and girls. All right, this wine has a clear, a medium ruby core, but fading out to this garnet rim. And then it's got high viscosity showing on the tiers on the sides of the glass there. Let's take it to the schnoz. This wine is clean. It's got pronounced aromas of like cooked red cherry, a little bit of dried strawberry, definitely fruit development. This is, again, is 2016 vintage, so we would expect a little bit of development, and this is definitely showing it, but it's lovely on the nose. Yeah, I got baked raspberry, like dried cranberry in here as well. Vanilla, decaying rose petal. On the herbal side, it's showing a little bit of tarragon. Hints of cinnamon and clove, some five spice as well. Organic churned earth, wet leaves, like a tobacco quality. This is the type of wine when we talk about complexity, like all the different things that we just listed and went through, to be able to pull that out aromatically with, especially a wine like this with really pronounced intensity of aromas. This is very, very impressive on the nose. Let's take it to the palate and see if it's just as good there. Like the last wine, I'm getting a little bit, just the faintest amount of residual sugar that I'm detecting. This is a pretty full-bodied wine. The alcohol is ripping on it as well. The alcohol is high. The acid is like, this is definitely a mouth-watering wine. The tannins are actually, I'm going to say this is like a medium plus, like definitely a decent level of tannins here, but they're soft and like chalky tannins. Pronounced flavors on the palate as well. This is amazing in terms of the finish, like the length on this, definitely a long finish. This wine is, you know, in my book, outstanding. Outstandingly complex, incredible length on it. The concentration and like the different aromas and flavors, it's just so stinking satisfying. And it's obviously really well balanced. On this wine, I would say as well, like to drink it now. This is drinking amazing in this moment. So I would say like drink it now. Could it age for longer? Yes, if somebody that really, really likes the earthiness and the tertiary aromas to come out more. But to me, this is right in kind of a sweet spot right now. This is the perfect time to drink this. So I am loving this. I'm loving our first wine. And of course, we have to pick one of these. These are both awesome wines. Because I have to pick one, I am going to give the edge to the Pinot Noir. But these are both absolutely outstanding wines. Thank you to the Casablanca Valley in Chile. Amazing, amazing show you put on here today. So remember to check out the video I included the link to down in the description of this area because it's a pretty magnificent place. All right, that's what I've got for you. I can't wait to see you back here in episode 35.